Hello beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchiimoh, and on this channel I talk about cake business. I want to say compliments of the season, and it is great to be back. I know that it's been a while you've seen my face, but I'm back here, okay? Amidst the baking, the Christmas hustle and bustle and everything, I am here to take you on a cake business topic. Why? Because I understand that it is important that even in the midst of the festivities and the enjoyment and all the hustle and bustle, you still have in mind that you have a cake business to run. And as the year winds to a close and you're looking to go into the new year, it's important that you do this thing that I'm going to be talking about today, and it is your cake business in retrospect. Now, I didn't even know that this was a thing, or in the actual sense of the word. I didn't know that it was a thing like business retrospecting or business retrospect, but I was just thinking that it is good, since it's the end of the year, to look back, take stock. It's something I usually do. I usually teach on Instagram. Once the year is winding to a close, I usually find time to do live sessions like this, or to talk about it via posts, taking a look, like stock taking, looking back at what the year has been like for you business wise and knowing where to improve on. So this is what I'm talking about, and it is something will benefit you, something you're interested in. I definitely think you should keep watching, because I'll be right back. And you're welcome back. So like I said, we'll be talking about cake business retrospecting, or your cake business in retrospect. Now, like I mentioned earlier during the intro, it is just basically sitting, looking back at how the year has been like for you business wise. You can do this for other aspects of your life, like your finances and your relationships, your feeding, your lifestyle, your goals, and all of that. But today we are looking at cake business, your cake business. So sitting back, looking at how it goes for you, what were the challenges, and then how you can improve on these things in the future. And the future here is 2022. So how can you improve on it in the coming year? Okay, so there are a couple of things I'll be looking at, and I will walk you through these points right now. So the first thing I'll be talking about will be your highlights. So you sit back, think. You might need to take some time out to do this, okay? So just sit, or while you're working, but it's better you just sit and take time to reflect, okay? So it's more like you having a meeting. In businesses, this is done where you get your team together, sit down and have a retrospective meeting, or a business retrospective meeting, to know what areas, where the places, or what points were the highlights for you during the year. So if you sit down and look at your cake business, for those of you that already started, for those of you that started this year, for those of you that already been in business, sit and look back. What was the highlights, or what were the high points of my cake business, of my business this year, of my entrepreneurship journey this year? You want to ask yourself. For me, I have a couple of them, and if I sit down to really think, I know that I can lay my hands on quite a number of them. First of all, or one of the things I would like to look back is my becoming an international award-winning artist this year. So that was one of the high points of my business. And like I mentioned earlier, I knew that I said I would do a video, but I've not done that video yet. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that. But this has been a long time coming. So it didn't just happen that this award fell on my laps on a platter of gold. Like, I've worked for it, and one thing led to the other, and I've just been moving. Even that I knew that I was coming to this point. Now, don't get me wrong, I did not know I was going to win an award this year. I just know that I was just positioning myself for global opportunities, positioning myself to just be out there on the world stage, be out there, let the world get to know me. So I've just been doing things, and I've just been moving. So when I got that award, I just had to sit back, backtrack, take a look. How did I even get here? How did I get? And I realized that it was as far back as 2015 I started working towards this. So you might want to sit back and think, what is this for you, or what is this for me? So let me just take you a little back. In 2015, when I registered my business, when I officially became a business owner here in Nigeria, I started doing empowerment programs where I would teach people. Where the first one I did was in 2015. If I'm not mistaken, yes, I did in 2015, where I taught people, together with some of my mentees back then, or some of my colleagues back then, how to bake and how to bake. I think it was vanilla and another cake, or just vanilla, and this was just for free. All they did was pay a token of 2,000 naira. Then at some point, the following year, I still had this program, and then at some point, I decided to evolve into an annual mentorship program where I train people, and I've done that for 5 years now. Every April, I set out time to teach these bakers, upcoming bakers, new bakers, and I invite other A-list bakers to teach them. So that was how I got to meet the owner of the platform where I won this award. So you want to think about it. What were the high points for you this year? What other thing can you think about? And you need to celebrate these times. Yes, you need to be happy about them. You need to thank God for them. You need to show gratitude for them. You just need to just give yourself permission to be happy about those high points and these times for your business. I can remember premium sales that I made. I can remember dealing with premium clients. The high points for me were also meeting with clients that I had baked for long ago, and then who suddenly we were not in contact anymore, and they came back a few months ago. One I just baked for recently from 2018. Imagine coming back in 2021 to buy cakes from me, and then we realized, we've done business together. That is a high point for me. So sit down and think, what was the high point for you? It's not just something you should gloss over or neglect. They are times that are worth remembering and worth celebrating. The second thing is closely tied to the first. So what were your achievements? Were you able to scale your business revenue-wise, profit-wise? Were you able to start doing some new products? Did you introduce new product lines? What were your achievements? For me, using myself or my business as an example, which is what I'll be doing throughout this teaching to help you serve as a guide and to also help myself, would be my rebranding. So I rebranded my business this year, and it's just a major achievement for me because I was at that point where I felt like my business wasn't making sense anymore. I was at that point where I felt like I was left behind, that I wasn't making, enough progress that I should make. I was at that point where it felt like my business name had outgrown me or the things that people were seeing, and I needed a rebirth. I needed to go back to the drawing board. I needed something refreshing. I just needed to start all over again, basically. So that is a major achievement for me, the rebranding of my business, and I'm so glad that I took that step. Yes, it was an investment financially, but I do not regret one moment. I do not, because from time to time I still remember, you cannot do this. This is what your business is now. This is the level you're at now. You cannot do this. And also keeps me in check, thinking of how to move forward, how to grow from where I stopped or where I am now, how to just move forward. So that is one major achievement for me, and I would like you to do the same. Sit down and think, what was one major thing that you achieved in your business? Did you buy an oven? Were you able to finally start this cake business? Were you able to gain more customers, increase your customer base? Were you able to do a price review? I was able to do a price review. That is also an achievement for me. So think, what were your achievements, and celebrate these times because you deserve to be celebrated and you deserve to celebrate these times. The third will be your low points. Yes, it's good to look at these times as well. Your challenges. What were the challenges you encountered? What were the low points? I mean, challenges will be different from low points, okay? So let me not mix them up. So, but what were your low points? Did anything happen in the course of running your business this year? Why did that thing happen? What exactly happened? It's not bad to go back to those times. I know they might not bring sweet memories, they might bring sweet bitter memories, but what happened in the course of this year that made you feel down, that made you feel bad, that made you cry possibly? You need to look at those times. What led to that? You need to think, what happened? What led to this for me, and how can I prevent it from happening again? If I'm to talk about myself, like I've been using myself as an example, it would be the time where I made a mistake on an order. Yes, made a mistake on an order, and my clients was ready to tear me apart, like literally. It wasn't a nice experience. I laugh about it now, but it wasn't a nice experience. And I do not even just want that to happen again. So from then, the lessons I picked were just be clear on whatever you're doing. Spell it out. Size, the height. If the design is not going to come the way it is, if it is something that you cannot do, if it's something that you cannot execute, whatever it is, spell it out and ensure that you and your clients are on the same page. The second lesson I took out from that low point in my business was that I should not ignore the red flags. So there were red flags, although the transaction had already gotten ahead, it had already started, but there were red flags to show me that, look, trouble is ahead of you. Trouble is coming. You're going to get into trouble. But I just could not ignore the signs. Of course, I knew. So when it happened, I knew that it was going to happen. I was expecting it. actually to happen. So this is one of the low points of my business, and I took my lessons from it, and definitely believe me, it won't happen again by God's grace. So look at the low points in my business. Did I mess up on an order? Did I miss up something? Did I forget an order? Did I make a mistake in the issue of staffing? Did I lose money? Did I run out of? Does something happen? What happened in my business? Was I disappointed? Did I launch a new product that I think would do well, and I just made a mistake assuming that it would do well and it did not do well? Things like that. Sit down, think, and then don't just think about them and become sad again, but think about how you can improve on this and ensure that it doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so the fourth thing I'll be talking about will be your challenges. Were there areas of concerns? Were there areas that you found challenging? Were there things in your business that posed major challenges to you, and that you were like, how am I going to overcome this? What is really happening? For me, one of these areas would be staffing. So earlier on during the year, I had an unpleasant, I'm just trying to find the right words. Had an unpleasant staffing experience. So my staff left this year, and it just wasn't okay. It just wasn't on the good circumstances, I don't even want to talk about it, but this was a challenge for me, and I took my lessons from it. Okay, I have taken my lessons from it, and I'm going to improve on them. So think, what was that thing that was a challenge for you? Sales was also a challenge because of the inflation, the current global inflation, which is extra in Nigeria. It was really challenging. Sales was really challenging because we had a higher number of clients ghosting us. You would give a price and people would disappear. Prices increasing on a daily. You buy something for like 2,000 naira today, you're going back tomorrow, it's 3,000 naira. You buy this week, you're going back in 2 next week, and it has tripled, it has doubled. So it is still happening presently. So that has been a major challenge for myself and most Nigerian bakers, and it's just been just depending on wisdom, grace, to be able to still keep on and just being resilient enough to know that even though these things are happening, I can still keep moving forward. I can still keep growing my business, and I can still look for ways to navigate these times and to still keep my business going during these times. I mean, it's not a pleasant one. It has seen businesses close, people not being able to sell, people not being able to sustain their businesses. So it's really challenging, and it is something that is worth looking at and then planning for how to go about it moving forward. Okay, so the fifth thing will be a series of questions that I saw from a blog. I think it's backlog.com. I got it from there. The questions will be, permitted to look at my notes, and so the questions will be: number one, what are the things that worked? What worked for us in this year? So what worked for your cake business this year? Were there things that you did that worked, that helped you, with some certain level of successes? What's not working? So what's working? What's not working? Currently, what's not working? What did not work this year? What were the things that you were doing and you were expecting results, but they just did not obviously work? What's working? What's not working? What can be improved on? Do you need to improve on your branding? Do you need to improve on your product packaging? Do you need to improve on the quality of your product itself? Do you need to improve on your customer service? Do you need to improve on your timing, your delivery times? These are some areas that you need to look at and know what you can improve on, or what you can improve on. So write them down. Write what did not work, what's not working currently, what's worked, how can I improve on it and make it even better? Yes, it's working, yes, it's effective, but how can I make it better? The fourth would be what can be added. Okay, so what can I add to my business that would make it better, that would give it a better perception? When customers look at it, they would want to come. What can be added to my products? What can be added to my presentation? What can be added to my pictures? What can be added to my personality? What can be added to my personal brand? Yes, to help me push my business brand. And then what do I need to take out? That's the final question. What should be removed? What is the thing that you just know that this is not a good fit and I need to get it out ASAP? I need to get it out ASAP. What is the thing that I need to take out? Is it this particular product that I think is a rave currently. It's trending among bakers, and I introduced this to my business, but it's just not been working. It's just from one loss to the other, from one mistake to the other. It's just a struggle to sell and all of that. Do I need to take it out? Do I need to take out the time lag in responses to messages? These are some of the things that you need, some of the questions that you need to ask yourself. So this is just a brief look into business retrospecting, and I hope that you found value from this video. Please, if you have, give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. Become a member of the family. God willing, I'm going to be doing more of this in the coming year, and also sharing tips on how you can plan and improve on your business in the coming year by God's grace. So please click on the subscribe button if you're yet to subscribe once again, and like this video if you found it of good use and of value to you. Also drop me a kind comment. Also, if you have questions, you can drop them in the comment section as well, and I'll do my best to answer to the best of my knowledge. Okay, thank you so much again. Compliments of the season, and until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.